Hi, Julie Hendricks here on Inside City Limits, and welcome to the show. We've been wandering around town and asking local folks what's been going on, and here's something we hope you really like.
Well, exit for me, the name comes from, if you will, the most basic meaning of it is a change of direction, a change of life. I was with a group called the Brass Band for many years, performing mainly in Europe, Australia, and Japan. And I stopped that last December in order to write this piece and to do something for myself. And exit is just that. It's exiting from that world into the world I'm in now, whatever that world is. The show is an exploration of the artistic process, particularly my artistic process, and how I deal with sound. Being a musician, being a performer, sound to me is very important, and sound is dealt with in a very eclectic way in my show. Sound is very important. I deal with sound through music, through vocal, through talking, through playing various instruments, from the garden hose to the tuba to electronic instruments. And it's also an exploration of what exactly is the role of a live performer in today's theatrical musical medium, as opposed to or working with the electronic medium, and who controls whom ultimately.
You can find Johannes Mager this week at Theater Rhinoceros in the Mission District. We asked the San Francisco Chronicle's food editor her ideas on holiday entertaining, gift-giving, and food, and here's what she came up with.
I think in this day and age where many people don't have family backup in the sense of having a mother and grandmother and cousins around who can help, or grandfathers, many people, I think, can make things easier and still be traditional by making use of the many resources we have here. In other words, maybe you still want to cook that turkey, but you can go and buy a wonderful pie at a good bakery. Or you can buy very nice relishes. You can possibly go to a good deli and get a lovely seafood salad as a first course. So in other words, you can combine the tradition and the joy of fixing things by augmenting it. Some of the large stores, like Macy's particularly, have emphasized food much more in recent years. Macy's cellar now is wonderful. You can get everything from Wolfgang Puck pizza to all kinds of fancy honeys and chutneys and different teas. They have a very nice deli. They have a Boudin bakery, so you can get the freshly baked bread. They have a farmer's market, which is quite unusual because fresh produce basically is difficult to find downtown. They started that as a harvest festival and they decided to continue it because people really enjoyed the fact that they could get And unusual, like what I call the yuppie lettuces, the fall mixes and whatnot. Some places, for instance, Cost Plus actually has a very nice section where they have sort of small versions of, for instance, you can get smallish bottles of interesting vinegars and different oils, olive oil, grape seed oil, whatever. And they have baskets there, so you can make up your own. Or we wrote about this just the other day. You could also, for instance, get a kitchen utensil like a colander or a salad bowl or something and fill it with some of these food things. Make a very nice gift. I think most of all people should plan any holiday meal they have in such a way that they themselves, the host or hostess, can enjoy it too. There's no reason to get a heart attack.
We'll be right back with more. Hi, we're back. Our man in the field, Andre Valentine, went to the Mission to check out this hot coffee spot.
Hi, I'm Andre Valentine for Inside City Limits. You know, San Francisco has no shortage of quaint little cafes, but today we're at a special one. We're at the Cafe Beano here at 20th and Valencia Street. Now, here you can enjoy the regular things like croissant sandwiches and espresso and even black bean nachos. But what makes this place special is that, well, it's user-friendly. How else would you describe a place where the owner also washes the dishes? Don, I understand you're a new owner of this place. How does it feel to be a new proprietor of such a great establishment?
It's been like a couple of weeks since I started, and this is actually the first small business that I own. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm trying to make it real good, and try to make one of better cafes, and so people could hang out, you know, feel free, have a good food and feel free about it. I'm trying to change a little bit of inside, new decoration maybe, new painting. So it's gonna be slow transition, but improve. It's gonna improve.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
In most restaurants, there's a chef's surprise or a specialty of the house. Is there one? Do you guys have one?
Well,
and what
we're working on. I mean, we're working on different ones, and we each have our own opinions. But I guess when it comes down to what it's going to be, we're just going to have to start making them and test them. We're very, very much in the initial stages.
Give us a verbal sampling of what you do have on the menu right now.
Well, what we do have on the menu right now, which is leftover from the people before who were caterers, and so they basically did stuff that they could easily heat up or, you know, make in mass quantity at their catering facility and then bring here and heat up. So the staple has been the chili, and it's
And we
very,
have some
very different, very
nacho dishes mostly,
derivatives of that,
and salad, good salad here,
and soups.
And so those things came over from the last
Right,
owners.
and they'll be incorporated to a certain extent because the chili is pretty popular, and I mean we are Beano, but so we'll see.
Okay, when you do make up the new menu, is it going to be a collaboration of minds, or who's going to be the one to?
The greatest thing I like about Beano is it is a huge collaboration of minds, and we don't really do anything without a whole lot of. I mean, we need each other's inputs to decide if it's good.
Customers are just great, and they like to talk to us and give us the input. So I like to listen to everybody and try to come up with what's good for the customer. I think that's the basis for every business.
And the mission is or this part of the mission is really good little enclave. I mean, I like being in this community. I know a lot of people who live here. They all come in, and it's kind of like being, the town barber or something like that behind the bar, which is I didn't realize I would like so much, but it's a lot of fun.
Woodrow Wilson High School has been selected as one of 30 high schools in California to receive a high school investment grant from the State Department of Education. The purpose is to develop an educational program which integrates academics, applied academics, and workplace learning. A recently held luncheon brought together successful leaders to help shape a practical and purposeful education for students.
This is the first time that Woodrow Wilson High School and the city of San Francisco, the school district, is doing this, and it is timely. I was talking to a group of students just Monday, 11th graders, and I asked them, what do they know they're going to be doing in 5 years? What are they going to be doing in the year 2000? And most of the students don't know. And we don't anticipate anything other than high expectations for them, but how do we construct it? We know that statistically, we as a school and other schools around the nation can provide the proper education for about 25% of our students. But the other 75% have not the kind of education that is appropriate in order to prepare them to participate in the workplace of the 21st century. This conference will produce some findings that will assist educators and also you, representatives of the workplace community, an opportunity to exchange information that help us to construct and redesign and change the way we do business and change the way we educate our young people to handle the adult world.
We have an opportunity now to work together in significantly different ways than we've worked before. We're beyond the bake sale, we're beyond the posters, we're beyond the one field trip to business and industry. And we're into significant opportunities to look at standards, to look at curriculum that makes a difference, in ways to connect schools to children and children to schools and to their futures, ways to make counseling and guidance meaningful, ways to make our future more successful through our high school students and through the students who will be high school students in the future. I'm very proud of Wilson High School, and I'm very proud of all of the high schools in California who are taking a hard look at what they're doing and are crossing the line from complaining about doing things to actually just doing it.
Good jobs depend on people who can put knowledge to work. Pretty simple statement, but it has a major impact on what we're trying to do here today and beyond.
It is said that if the best psychologists, learning psychologists got together, the best anthropologists got together, the best educators got together, the best teachers got together to design the worst possible learning environment that would design to America's high school today. It needs to change, or our economy and our country's in danger.
The program here today has been great. Requesting feedback and what kind of things the schools need to do to develop so we can employ these people when they come out of school.
Focuses or focus groups and symposiums like this are the starting point for coming to a solution or to a way to deal with the problem. And so that's why I'm here, and very pleased to join with the rest of the 200 or 300 delegates here for the conference.
In the past, we really had a problem because they wanted to close our school down, and by the press and everybody coming over here, that's going to help our school out a lot.
Yes, this is a good school. We have a lot of classes, the BSU. We have a lot of ethnic groups here, and it's just a great school to be in.
Yes, we do need a lot of help. A lot of teachers are laid off, and there's not enough help. You know, the teachers can't really help us too much because there's not too many teachers here.
Help getting jobs for the summer. No one really wants to stand on the corner. I mean, because it doesn't last forever. Everyone needs a job. I mean, everyone wants to make their parents happy, get a job, and be successful. And with these people coming here today, you know, if they decide that they want to help us out, I think the students will be really grateful and then help us in the future.
Woodrow Wilson High School is looking for any equipment you can donate, from computers and books to gym equipment. Please give them a call if you think you've got anything they might be able to use. Next up, our crew hoofed it over to Harrison Street to the Animal Care and Control Services and found out everything they ever wanted to know about adopting a pet, but were afraid to ask.
During the holidays, people might be tempted to come to the shelter and pick out a lovely cat or dog for their loved one. We do encourage, though, that that person consider first that the owner of the animal really should be the one who picks out their new pet. We encourage people to bring that person down, even if it spoils the surprise, because we've had long years of seeing returns. It's very sad, and we want to prevent those returns. It also is tempting to save a life during the holidays. But if it's going to mean an animal is returned because it's not quite exactly what the person would want to choose for themselves, it's better to play it safe and have the person choose their own pet. The best way for a person to come and choose a pet for themselves is to come down to the shelter and look through all of our kennels. Go slowly, walk through slowly and carefully, and you will notice, a person will notice that certain animals will respond to them, and the chemistry will just be there. It's very personal. Whether it's a dog or a cat or a little rat or a bunny, we have many wonderful pets. When someone does see an animal that they feel they'd like to maybe take home, we have many volunteers and staff people ready to help them visit with that animal. And we encourage visits, long visits, as long as they'd like to visit with that animal. We have get acquainted rooms, which are fully equipped with toys and a park bench, and they can sit down and really feel at home with the animal for as long as they like. And if that animal still isn't quite who they want, they can go right back and visit with another animal.
We'll be right back with more of Inside City Limits. Once a month, Inside City Limits will dedicate a whole show to a cross-section segment. This is where we go around town and get feedback on a particular subject. Next week, at precisely this same time, we'll find out exactly what people in San Francisco think the first task our new mayor should do for the city. That's next Monday at 7:30 p.m., and it's replayed again at 9:30 p.m. But for now, here's a much more important question that we thought had to be dealt with immediately.
Okay, we're here in the Castro with Allison. Allison just walked up to us, and she was dying to answer these questions.
Right.
So, Allison, what's your, you have cable TV, right?
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite cable station?
I really like A&E a lot.
Why?
Great variety of stuff, a lot of literate stuff, a lot of things you don't see on regular TV. I think it's a wonderful station. I enjoy watching it, and I watch it more than any other station.
The classic movie channel.
Why?
Because there's always something interesting on, and I haven't seen them.
Probably Live and CNN.
I like the new comedy channel a lot, and I like VH1.
One of my favorites, I have to admit, is Comedy Central, which is just, I know that's a Viacom station. I don't know if it's new or not, but I watch that all the time.
Cable? I guess ESPN for me. I like sports.
What about you?
I like MTV.
I like that new one, Entertainment, that E channel. That's kind of cool.
Guess what? That comes on before Viacom 6. It's on the same station. And you have cable TV, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite cable station?
Viacom 6, I told you.
Did you know that every building that housed City Hall has either been damaged or destroyed by earthquakes? The first City Hall was damaged by the 1865 earthquake that came from the unnamed San Andreas Fault. This was the first of a series of earthquakes to wreck buildings which were built on Bay Fill. This building was at Kearny and Clay Streets, and that building was replaced with another grander structure in 1872. When the Great Hayward earthquake of 1868 struck, This building began to collapse. Hundreds of buildings in San Francisco were wrecked and several fires broke out. The 1868 earthquake was also the first to cause significant deaths in San Francisco. That building was replaced with another grander structure in 1872. This building was located on a triangle of land bounded by Larkin, McAllister, and now a gone street called Park Avenue. It was so large that it housed a hospital, police station, and the public library. When the great earthquake of 1906 struck, the building collapsed with a roar that could be heard above the roar of the earthquake. Some city offices remained in the building until it was torn down in 1909. This is the only surviving part of the great City Hall, the Goddess of Progress's head that was removed when the building was torn down. It now rests in the Museum of the City of San Francisco, located at the Cannery. And then the 1989 earthquake damaged the new City Hall that was built to replace the old. Construction began on the new City Hall in 1913. It was supposed to be earthquake-proof, but that wasn't the case. The Loma Prieta earthquake damaged the interior, and wood beams are used to support parts of the interior. It will cost taxpayers more than $100 million to fix and upgrade the building. Repairs to the building should be completed by the turn of the next century. I'm Gladys Hansen. Thank you for joining me on Inside City Limits.
Well, that's it, and thanks for checking us out. Make sure you watch Cross Section next week, and I'll see you later.